Welcome back to the channel, and hopefully I got another interesting video for you to do here in Solidworks. So this one, we're going to have to create another reference geometry, which is going to be a plane, right? So I'm not going to kind of break this one down. This one should hopefully be self-explanatory. So let's go ahead and jump over to Solidworks and get started on this one. Okay, so here in SolidWorks, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start with the new icon here and go ahead and hit OK. Now this is one of them that I can't do a thin feature with, so I have to create the actual profile. Let's go ahead and look at the extrude command. Then I'm going to go to here to the front plane, and then I'm just going to sketch this out kind of free-handedly. So I know it looks something like this. And of course, I'm not using totally accurate dimensions here. Just kind of sketching this thing out. And then I think we shoot back up somewhere here. And that looks close enough to me. All right, now we can start putting our dimensions on. So once again, I always try to start with my longest or biggest dimension. So from here to here, this dimension here should be set to 80. And the reason I do this is that because it'll scale everything around to that first dimension. So that's a huge benefit. Let's go ahead and put a dimension on to here. And this is 27. We're going to add a dimension onto this back part here. And this is going to be set to 8. Then we can go ahead and give it the overall from here to here, which is going to be 13. And we have this dimension here, which is going to be set to 35. We're going to have a dimension on here, which is going to be set to 5. All right, and now I can start kind of laying out some of this other stuff here. I know a dimension from, and let's go ahead and pull this down a little bit. All right, and let's use a dimension from here to the center of here. And I know that this should be 13 divided by 2. And then I'm going to have a dimension from here to that center here. And this one is going to be 80 divided by 2. Okay, so we got everything all sketched out and done the way we want it. At this point, we can go ahead and exit out of this sketch. It's kind of wait a second here and let it go ahead and jump over into the extrude for us. We're going to give it a mid-plane. And the distance that is going across here should be set to 40. Just giving it a second for it to catch up with me. And from this point, I think I should be able to hit the check mark here, and it should have everything done on that. Okay. So this is the first part of it. Next, let's go ahead and put a fillet going right across the front here. So I'll use the fillet command. I'll go ahead and specify my radius is going to be set to 20. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that endpoint or that edge and then this edge. Let's go ahead and hit the check on here and it should be able to do that for us. Okay. Now let's go ahead and place in our reference edge here. So let's go to reference geometry, plane. And it's going to be, what, 30 degrees going from this face here. So I'm going to select this face as my reference. And I'll select this angle here. I'm going to go ahead and specify the angle. And let's look at this from the side view. you can see that that 60 degrees is going way too far for what I need. So I'm just going to change this number here to 30. And that should be the right angle that we're going to need. Let's go ahead and accept that. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, kind of sorry for trying to get this to rotate just right for me. There we go. I'm going to go back to the extrude command. I'm going to select this plane here. And since I already had it selected, it's already ready to draw on that. But if you didn't have it selected, let's go ahead and kill out of this real quick. Discard that. And I'm just going to show it to you again, what I just done. Okay. So I went to the extrude command. Now it's asking me to select the sketch. I already had that sketch selected, so that's why I bypassed it last time. All right. What I usually like to do is use my center rectangle here. Go ahead and click here and just kind of give it some kind of sketch here. Let's go ahead and put a few dimensions on here. I know that this dimension here is going to be set to 55. I know that this has a dimension that goes across here, and it should be set to 30. I know that this edge here at the bottom is going to be collinear to this edge. And I also know that that origin and this origin should be vertical of each other. All right, so that's most of the stuff that I've already knocked out for this one. Now, I do see a mistake that I did make, right? And I'm going to go ahead and delete this here. Well, no, that's actually correct. Okay, I thought this was actually going to be too long, but I'm going to go ahead and now put the top part on here. Let's go ahead and use the center point arc. We're going to start off here in the midpoint. We're going to select that endpoint. Then we're going to select this endpoint. Next, let's go ahead and do some tangency. So I'm just going to select here and here. Go ahead and give it a tangency on that one. Select here and here. Go ahead and give that a tangency. Let's go ahead and select this top line here. Go ahead and make that construction. And hopefully it will pick that up. There it is. All right, so I think I got everything satisfied on this one. Everything looks in the black. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. It should automatically pick up that profile now. All right, and you see that it was on the last thing that we did is a midplane. So this one we have absolutely no choice but to use the up to body, right? And I'm going to select this body here, and it should automatically figure that out for me. And that looks really good. Let's go ahead and accept that. Okay, now we can go ahead and put the kind of big patterns on here. Let's see, we can go ahead and hide this plane. Okay, so here at the top, I can go ahead and put this circle on here. This one is going to be self-explanatory. What I mean by that is if I use the hole wizard, I should be able to select this position based on here. And then we're going to hover for a second. We'll get the center. We'll place it here. Let's jump back over to the type and see if it actually gives me a large enough type. Oh yeah, the hole is super small on this one. This one has a diameter of 24. Now, I'm not using the custom size. This one I am using just a regular one that's pulling down from here. So I'm using this one, this option. I got it set to drill size, and I uncheck my custom size. I am sending this one all the way through. So let's go ahead and change this to through all. And that should be everything that I need to go ahead and place that first part on here. So let's go ahead and accept that. All right, so that part is done. The next one, I will go ahead and put a sketch on this plane here. So I'm just going to select this plane, and then I'm going to create a sketch on it. Let's go ahead and use another one of these center rectangles. We'll put some basic dimensions on here. We know a dimension from here. It's going to be set to 20. And this happens to be a perfect square, so I could set those equal to each other. But in this case, I guess we can just go ahead and put the dimensions. It's always good practice to know how to do both. Let's go ahead and select that center there. Hold down the shift button and select this one. Horizontal. We have a dimension from this edge going to here. This is going to have a dimension of 10. And I think that's going to be everything we need. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to highlight all of that. Make it reference. Then I'll come and use the point. Right? So I can use this point. And I'm just going to specify 4 points. Now I don't have to do this step here. I can also use that in the whole wizard command and just select the endpoints of my rectangle. But either way, it's going to work fine for us. Let's go ahead and accept that, and let's go ahead and exit out of the sketch. Okay, so we have our sketch done. Let's go ahead and take a look at the whole wizard. And you can see that it automatically picked them up because I defined them by the points. Next, we need to figure out the size of them, which they're going to be 2.5. So I'm just going to scroll this up to when I find 2.5, which is somewhere here. And then I am not going to send this through all, so it does have a distance to it. And it looks like it has a depth of 4. Okay. So that should be all of the circles that I need. Oh, looks like we got one extra one there. So I'm just going to go to position. And let's see, I should be able to hold down. Let's escape out of. And let's see, I want to delete that one. Oh, did not mean to do that. I just want to get rid of this one here. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember. I think it's the shift button or it's the control button. One of them will get rid of that position here. Oh, I need to tell it to skip it. Okay, there we go. That'll work. All right. I keep forgetting, some of these multiple programs, they have different ways of doing it. This one actually has a skip on the inside of it. So that's exactly what I wanted to do. Let's go ahead and check that. Actually, this should be all set for us now. Now let's go ahead and take a look at it in the isometric. Okay. And that should be perfect. I'm just trying to get this sketch to kind of go away. Still trying to keep that sketch on here, but okay. I'm not going to really complain too much about that sketch. I know it's not there. All right, but anyway, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this one was, informative to you. It wasn't too bad. So, as always, keep drafting. I will see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.